big battle at the utility today. A little bit scrappy, more penalties on both sides than I've seen for quite some time. Club had to play with 14 men for about 30 minutes after losing Herky Douglas to a red card, and then they were down to 13 men for the last 10 minutes. But they held on well to the 21-point lead that they'd amassed during the first half and into the second, right until the last couple of minutes when Rams managed to cross the line. The final score being Blackheath 21, Rams 5. What are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, well, no bonus point for Blackheath today, but it really was a fine win. And they did, as you say, exceptionally well to take a grip of the game and then limit a very, very dangerous Rams side. You know how dangerous they can be from deep, and they get a very organised set piece to no more than what was really just a late consolation effort. And as you say, especially given the depleted number in the second period. And you're right, again, it was a game absolutely littered with penalties. I've got a count here of 33. I mean, my memory was particularly accurate. The odd one against Rams, and frankly, they conceded 11 in the first half, and how they managed to keep 15 men on the field throughout is going to remain a mystery, but they did. And however, it 2 first half tries and a third 3 minutes after the restart really did put Blackheath in the driving seat, and the 2 first half efforts to none other than Billy Harding taking the club skipper's season tally now to 37. The first half to just 3 minutes. The hooker Rams conceding early ground through 2 infringements, and then line-out ball taken by the ever-reliable Ed Scragg, and played in centre, and Harding just crashing through the defence and under the uprights. And then after 33 minutes, a short line-out taken by Archie Smeaton, and then Harding over on the blind side, first phase ball. 2 excellent conversions from Sam Morley, giving Blackheath a 14-0 half-time lead. And nothing really went right for Rams. They 2 turnovers when they conceded 2 turnovers going into attack. They lost the ball forward in a driving maul. Just didn't fall right for them. And then within 3 minutes of the second half, they were further behind with the restart. As this time, a throw to the back of the line out taken by Josh Smart, and the ball worked its way across field. Noah Sloot sliding over in the corner, and again a really fine conversion from Morley, who has ever had a great game, organised it with Jordan Burns and later Carl McGee, marshalling Blackheath at fly half. Then didn't see the incident, but Oscar Douglas adjudged to have his elbow in the face of, I think it's Rams centre Morgan McRae, a red card for that, straight red. And Blackheath, really their work rate then from then on in defence was absolutely magnificent today. I thought really worked so hard. Rams never really got front football, and again, and Jake Hennessy, there were a few high tackles. Rams got away with a few, but the one that saw Jake Hennessy yellow carded, you could argue was potentially a line break, so he had to go. And in the end, Harry Stone for Rams, blindside flanker, worked over in the right corner for what really was no more of a consolation. But I think Blackheath knew that Rams would come really hard in those last 20 minutes. They've done that in their last 3 games, and to keep them to that limited score, I think was a fantastic effort. So a shame about Oscar, but other than that, absolutely fine win for Blackheath today.
Yeah, thanks Graham. It really was, especially in that last sort of 20 minutes or so. We are off to Plymouth next week, and then back at the Utilita on the 14th of March after having a week off, when we will be playing Rotherham, so we shall see you then.
I'm talking to head coach Tom Stradwick after the game. Tom, you said before the game in the briefing, you made the point about how Rams in their recent games have come really strong in the last 20 minutes. I'm guessing that playing with 14 men for the last 30 and then 13 for the last 10 wasn't part of your game plan today.
No. We sort of identified that Rams are a very strong team in that final 20 minutes, and we made the boys aware of that, and we sort of prepped for it as well. But yeah, obviously having a red card early in the second half and then a yellow card towards the end just put a little bit of pressure on us. I felt that Rams were ready to crack in terms of we had a pretty solid first half performance. We left, to be honest, we left a couple of tries out there, defended very well. And when we got that third one, I felt like we were ready to push on. Fair play to Rams in that final sector once again, doing what they do. They applied a load of pressure, and massive credit to the boys for only conceding 5 points in that period. But it was a bit of our own undoing in that final part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, the first half was, I wouldn't say clinical, but it was really controlled the game really well, I thought. The early try helped Billy, and then kind of put Blackheath in the driving seat. And not much really came right for Rams, but they did get a lot of territory in possession in the first half, and had to work hard to keep them out. Yeah,
certainly. Like I said in the lunch beforehand, they've changed the style that they play. The Rams of previous year were pretty much not the back doors down. They just keep going, and there's a war of attrition. They're much more ball movement focused now. Go edge to edge, a lot more dangerous in attack. So we were aware of that, and we knew that we had to make sure that we were making double tackles at every opportunity to stop their offloads, which I know is another big part of their game. But I felt our work in defence gave us that platform for field position. Obviously, a couple of times in the first half, we went for some decent D-sets and then came unstuck with a penalty, and then allowed Rams opportunities into our 22. But credit to the boys for holding them out.
Yeah, no, tries sort of either side of half time. Lovely move with the long throw to the back of the line out, and then another sliding over in the corner at that point. As you said earlier, just thought they'd take the game away. It didn't quite work out that way, but I think, huge credit. I thought terrific defence. I thought the work rate in defence today was absolutely magnificent to cope. And then Jake Hennessy, a yellow card for a high tackle. That final 10 minutes, they did get a consolation.
They did,
but defence was magnificent in that 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean the boys. That's really proud of that, to be honest, because that's a game that down to 13 men in the final 10 minutes. I mean, don't get me wrong, Rams have got the quality to come back and score 3 tries, bang, bang, bang. But the fight and the desire, even when there was 1 minute left or 2 minutes left and the game was done, to still make sure that we're trying to make as many double tackles as we can. We're getting off the line. The backfield as well, when we're down to 13 players, they were working their absolute socks off. And I think, you can't really describe it particularly well. It's just it's like a feeling you get, I guess, when the boys are playing. I was just speaking to Billy about it. It's just everyone fully buying in. No one's going to take a backward step, and it's it's a hard thing to get, but the boys were excellent today. Yeah,
I think despite the disappointment with no bonus point, I think 21-5 against a good Rams side, and I think you spoke to me beforehand and said limited them to 12 points across 2 games against a very attacking side. That's a really good effort. Sets you up nicely for a big game and a big trip down to Plymouth next week.
They're obviously a side who are flying at the moment, and we know we're going to have to be our absolute very best to beat them. But I think if we play to our potential, there's no team in this league that we can't beat. But it's going to be a seriously tough game, and that's what we'll be prepping for, and that's what we're expecting. But really looking forward to it. They're the games that you want to, as players, you want to play in, as coaches you want to coach in, as supporters you want to watch. They have a real meaning to them. So I think everyone will be looking forward to that one next week.
Yeah, well, congratulations on today. Great effort. Look forward to next week, and have a good evening.
Thank you very much. Cheers, Graham.